Hello friends, welcome to my channel Tech IT Insight. Today I'm going to discuss about API architecture styles. We can say API protocols. API architecture is very important. Architecture is very important to interconnected in the digital world in the applications. It can be backbone of the modern digital communication between the applications, interconnected with the data exchange between various software component, where when you terms of designing perspective as a developer, you should know the how and where, how can I use this API architecture styles. Let's What are the APIs used for? Basically integration perspective, data exchanging between the applications and database across the various platform. And we can see functioning calls like APIs allow to application to across the functional from other system without needing understanding their interaction works, how they need to be transforming the data from one system to another system. That will be a, we can use this API used. Now let's see, we have a many APIs are there. One of the one which is best and standard SOAP architecture. SOAP architects introduced 19th of the world web service protocols. Basically it is a XML based message envelope for the header and body and fault component. The feature is known as strictly standard and has this security purpose. Their application is widely used in today in technology perspective. This standard SOAP architects standard with this impacting is suitable for lightweight application. These are banned of this highly large messages can be impacted performance also. This SOAP architecture where we are using the standard today in every application and the project they are using SOAP architecture. Next we'll see the REST architecture is stateless server model. It basically it works the methods and we can say resources: a get, a post, put, a delete and its header. So we can see here in the metadata to payload, when you performing here it supports data format like JSON, XML, HTML and the plain text. But you can see the session tokens of we want to pass, that will be support for the REST architecture. It can be today in this YouTube, Twitter, many mobile web application to interact, this REST API architecture be using in this. To adopt this you need to know the how, where, how I can use these methods basically to fetching the data in between the application. And we can see third API architecture, GraphQL. GraphQL is a language. When you pass this, how you are connected to the Facebook allow to client request data, they need customer data retrieval, like to minimize the fetching, the enabling the data, and we can see optimizing the performance, enhance the how you are learning the new syntax and the complex implementation can be. Whereas REST distribute the challenges messages from the major platform like a GitHub, Facebook, do effective data retrieval. This is GraphQL will be using for the language to this GraphQL architecture. Basically, social media, when you are using the Facebook, Messenger, and GitHub, those are application side platform will measure architecture they will use for GraphQL. Now gRPC and WebSockets. gRPC is a Google Remote Procedure Call. This can be developed by Google, and we can say gRPC uses protocol. It's a buffering purpose and support multi-programming languages, and these are the how your project is using those application interacting between those. That time you have to use this, like mostly using for the Netflix and complex background systems through the setup has limited browser support, but it's a we can see data streaming purpose gRPC is mostly using architecture styles. Now WebSockets. WebSocket is an enabling real-time bidirectional purpose, whereas you provide a data updates and enhance the continuous communication purpose and perfect real-time application. This will be used for the live chat collaborating tools such as through the reboost the built-in directory. With these features we can WebSocket architecture will be most commonly using here. Now coming to the webhook. Webhook is a event driven model, whereas you can see payment gateways and we can see event whenever event history go that happened to the server, and server send the notification. This HTTP post request to pre-directional registration URL will be using here, and we can see the client respond, client process data, whereas client application receive the process webhook payload, basically using his webhook architecture. So now we can see overall there are 6 architecture we have seen. There are pros and cons will be some of the architecture based depends on the how your project is fitting those. Basically you can see mostly common using the REST, SOAP and webhook. And if you see if you in terms of the project depends on the project how you are frequently using the APIs will be using. Let's go for the pros. REST, flexible and and scalable and compatible. And it comes to the SOAP, a secure and stable, which is complexity, cons is there, pros and cons. And GraphQL is a flexible efficiency, complexity comes to the cons. And gRPC is a complex operation and it has limited browser supports. And WebSockets is low latency and limited browser supports here. Basically if you see webhook is scalable, simple, easy to use. It's not support much in a synchronization mode. It support like web asynchronization mode. These are the each API architecture is NEQ and advanced. There is a limitation in the suitable usage here. It choose the depends on specific project recommendations such as performance needed, and they will be using here. Choose the right API architecture, best fit solutions, technical requirements, and system architecture capabilities will when to use this architecture. These are the best choose depends on your project specification requirement, real-time communication needed, and performance exchange security concern about this implementation considerations. Thank you guys. Thank you. Please subscribe my channel. Let's